Okay, so here we are. We're live on Facebook, and my dad, the pastor of the Trinity Baptist Church, is here, and there is a meeting, an illegal meeting happening of my dad's church congregation. These are people, many of whom that hardly ever attend our church. They've met illegally at an unscheduled church time. They skip soul winning to have a meeting without the pastor's presence. So this is classic Korah style garbage, and we're walking in on the meeting right now to expose the evil works of these wicked people. Sorry, the pastor's here.
You're not a pastor here.
Okay, the pastor's here, guys.
All right.
You are all guilty of insurrection. You will be all kicked out of Trinity Baptist Church immediately. Amazing how you wouldn't go soul winning. Oh. You just missed the soul winning time.
Are
Really
you guys
good.
gonna listen, or
Two people saved. You guys don't even care about that.
Guys,
Pastor, what do we say with this idea here?
I say this is an outrage, and this is against all principles of etiquette. It is unruly, ungodly, and unconstitutional. So, gentlemen, I'll count three, and I want you to go. 1, 2,
whether by reason of his age or otherwise, Robert McGregor is unable to.
You,
so this is
Rob Vitalano, you have not been attending this church. You never go soul winning, and you can show up now. You're a real hero there, buddy.
So this
A
is
real
what,
hero, Rob.
All right, let's hear our side. This is
You
what
heard your side. I'm finished with it. Have you heard enough?
we're not done.
We're not done.
I want to get out of here.
We're having church now, guys. So, without a pastor, this unruly mob of rebels commences church in a basement with encouragement from various other pastors in the new IFB. They then appoint Josh Gander as their de facto pastor, who eagerly agrees but fails to receive the support of his old IFB pastor in London, Ontario, where Josh had been attending for several years. The following is the kind of browbeating tactics they used to try to keep the people in their mob church.
Don't be the sinner that causes others to doubt. Now, when we're going to hear all sorts of things, we're already hearing all over the internet. People are saying, "No, they're some sort of house church, or they're sheep without a shepherd, or they're just rebellious and doing their own thing." And there's going to be all sorts of things that come at us that would cause us to doubt. Does anyone here doubt that God is working in this church?
No.
Right, amen. Does anyone here think that God can't do great things with just a seemingly small amount of people that are here? Do you doubt that? And as we go on, there's going to be all sorts of fights from the outside. Let's not let them get inside. And while the world is breathing down our necks and the world is calling us all sorts of wickedness and all sorts of rotten things, even if the whole movement should turn upon us, we need to trust in ourselves. And if we are destroyed, and seemingly for a moment it seems like, we're ruined, there's nothing else we can do, there's nowhere else to turn, we need to trust that God's using even that together for good. Why? Because we're the called according to His purpose. Are you called according to His purpose?
Yeah.
Then get on board with His plan. And His plan is that we'll be faithful, we'll trust God, and just because one sinner comes in and just tries to destroy the good that God is doing here, don't let it get us down. Don't be that sinner. Don't be that sinner. And when you go out and you try to be rogue, and you try to do things, fighting, attacking, God will find you out. And the church will find you out. And we will get rid of you. My goal is fulfilling His purposes. And if anyone stands in the way of that, I'm sorry, you gotta go.
Amen.
You may not even hear an apology.
In accordance with the law of sowing and reaping, the Trinity Baptist Basement Rebellion Church, which split away from Trinity Baptist last August, has just had another split of their own. A group of them finally realized that their group is biblically illegitimate, so they have broken away from the breakaway. Hear the anger and desperation in his voice as the eager yet unqualified and unordained Josh Gander browbeats Rob Haney and the two others in attendance about the evils of rebelling against him. The ground is opening up and swallowing Josh and his core rebellion, and they are reaping what they have sown.
It's the other thing that burns me about this whole situation. You come up to the front, you put a Bible down, you don't even open it. You say none of this is biblical and the Bible doesn't even get cracked. Come on! Show me! I've been begging these guys. Show me where the Bible says I'm wrong. Yeah, you don't have a picture-perfect way of how a church starts, but you don't have a picture-perfect way of how it doesn't start. You can't just take gray area and say, well, that's not biblical because you don't find the Bible. You don't find toilets or toothpaste in the Bible. Give me a break.
No, Josh, there are no toilets or toothpaste in the Bible. That's a very astute observation. But you do find abundant instruction regarding rebelling against the legitimate pastor, starting a split-off group and drawing away disciples without a pastor. You do find teaching regarding you assuming the role of pastor without being ordained by your own pastor. You do find teaching that local churches are to be independent and that outside persons are not to interfere or supplant the leadership of a pastor or his staff. Unbelievably, many new IFB pastors came out and condemned and criticized Pastor McGregor and his staff and emboldened the rebels at Trinity Baptist Toronto. That emboldening cascaded over into the two new satellite churches which Trinity had started in Manitoba and Vancouver. As a result, the church in Manitoba no longer exists as a legitimate church, and the members of the other church in Vancouver, BC were encouraged to exit, leaving the now ordained pastor without a congregation. The rebels in Vancouver have also started a competing church in the same neighborhood. Although they did manage to find a new IFB pastor in the US to oversee their rebel group, to this day that church has not yet had one visit from their US pastor, and there is no one even close to qualifying as a pastor currently leading on site. The pastors of the new IFB have acted wickedly and owe the leadership of Trinity Baptist Church and the people in the three churches a major apology. Only then might it be possible to restore some of the people to biblical service before all this evil went down. If not, the new IFB will have taken a huge leap forward in the decline into Nicolaitan denominationalism.